Am I live? Hey friends, TeresaLouise here. It is Sunday, January 11th already. Time sure flies when you're having fun. Hope everybody is doing well today. I'm okay. It's so good to see you and have you here. Thanks for coming. Hello, Linda. How are you doing? Good to see you. So, yeah, I found that tip for FPP. Put the link there. I don't know if you do Instagram or not, but it's called a no tear method of FPP. So I don't know if that lady has a YouTube channel or not, but you could like maybe put that in the search bar of YouTube, no tear FPP method, and maybe something will come up. Or I might even try it. No, I just watched the video once, but it looks pretty simple. So yeah, maybe we'll give it a try. But anyway, it'd be nice not to have all those papers, you know, that paper stuck in your thread and stuff, because I don't know about you, but sometimes when I pull those, then you get all those little teeny pieces of paper in there, and then you're picking all that out, and sometimes it kind of makes your thread all wonky or pulls your thread up, and yeah, it's a mess. So anyway, hey Donna B, hello Patty, hey Mel, how's it going? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Hello Jamie, thanks for coming. Very good to see you. So let's see. So I came back up here, you know, I stayed up here after the live, and I figured out the FPP that I was working on. And I did go and look at that lady's YouTube channel, whose pattern this is. It's there. And, well, I didn't, the way she showed it was without using the paper. So that didn't help me too much. But what I did find out was that these letters are not on here as the order that you put the fabric down. These letters are the fabric colors. So there is that. And I think she actually uses like a jelly roll. Of course, a lot of her patterns are jelly roll. But anyway, I did figure out that I cannot talk and FPP at the same time. I think that's what the problem was. So I did figure it out anyway. Here's my roll. And that's 52 inches long. I need 4 of these that are 52 inches long. And yeah, if you weren't here yesterday, this is a project that my sewing group is working on. This year's raffle quilt that we do it every 2 years, a raffle quilt, and the money that we make fills our coffers, so to speak, and that way we have different things every year that we donate to, and also we, you know, buy fabric and imagine that, and make donation quilts and stuff like that, you know, fabric, thread, whatever supplies we need. And so, yeah. We also have like a bake sale too once a year. So every 2 years we do the raffle quilt, and then every year we usually do a bake sale sometime in October. But anyway, that's what I was doing yesterday. And I'm just going to keep working on the FPP because this is a project that I need to get done. And since the process is fresh in my head, right, I can just keep going. And so I think the one I was working on yesterday, I don't know how it happened, but this piece of fabric right here got cut down too short. So I'm going to have to take this out, and get to this one. I did find some fabric that I'm using that had some cutting mistakes on it, so maybe I just didn't notice it. I don't know. So I'm going to do that first. I'll pick that out. And hopefully I have enough papers to finish all these because I do not have a printer. So, okay. So while I pick this out, let's see. Hi, Cindy. So I answered that question. Polly. Hello, Polly. Hi, Jane. Hello, Lisa. Yeah, I just came on for a little bit, Jamie, since I was up here. Hi, Linda. Hello, Nancy. Hi, Martha. So let me pick these out, and then before I start this, maybe I will try doing that technique or a tip I learned about FPP. It's on Instagram. I put the link, and it's, oh, I should pin that up there. So if you have Instagram, it's called the no tear method. Looks pretty easy to do. So I'll pin that up on top there of the chat. If you don't do Instagram, then I would just do like a search on YouTube for no tear method FPP, something like that. And maybe something will come up. But like I said, I would like to go ahead and I'd like to try it. I'm not sure I'm going to try it with this project here. So I guess one of my tips for this would be to have a really sharp seam ripper. Really sharp. And you know, seam rippers are really not that expensive, so usually when I go to the quilt store, there'll be a little bucket of them next to the cash register, and they're like, you know, $4 or something like that. I just get a bunch of those, and then I kind of think of them as disposal. And when they get too dull for this or whatever, then I just get rid of them. And the smaller you make your stitch, the harder it is going to be to pick it out. So, you know, while I do a smaller stitch on this than normal piecing, I don't do it as small as some people. Because the smaller the stitch, the harder to pick it out. Okay. Now I don't have to take this one all the way out. I'll just fold it back there and maybe pin it down. Put a pin in it so I can poke myself. Oops. Hey Jojo, how you doing? You FPP, yuck. Yeah. Hey Terry. Hey Geraldine. Hi Suzanne. I'm not sure what you mean, Suzanne. I that method I would just, like I said, just type in no tear method FPP. That's what I did. And anyway, like I said, I put the link for that Instagram video. All right, so that one's out. I don't know. I could search for it here in a minute on YouTube. Maybe find you all a link. Hope I don't make too big of a mess out of this. Geraldine is starting a new project while listening. Awesome. What are you starting? I can't remember. I think you told me yesterday, but I can't remember. It is cold out today, boy. It's like under 30 degrees. So it's pretty nippy out there. So it's cold up here in the sewing room. If only I had a little blanket to put over my legs. I think that's going to be one of my next projects, is just to make a small lap quilt. You know, then I could just have it over the top of my legs. I should make a bunch of those, really, and donate them to the senior center. Because if I was in one of those places and like was in a wheelchair or something like that, wouldn't that be nice to have a little lap blanket to have over your lap? Okay. I think I got it. All right. So once I got this figured out, it wasn't too difficult. I hope I didn't cut that piece off too. No, it should be all right. Okay, let's see. I just have to make sure I have this lined up in the middle, because I do not want to lose my points. I think the hardest part of FPP when you have angles like this, is making sure you have the right cut of fabric. When I was doing that tiger, I hate to tell you how many times my piece of fabric was at the wrong angle or not enough fabric, and all right, so I'm just gonna roll this up a little bit. So these, if you're doing something on a roll like this, it's easier to clip it up a little bit so it stays out of your way. And these giant binder clips are super handy. See how long that is? Perfect for this. Geraldine says 40 by 50 quilt, little Greystone Farm, Urban Farmhouse Gatherings book, Lisa Bon Jovi. Oh, nice. Really nice. Janet said, oh, she made some of those little lap quilts for a nursing home her aunt is in. They liked them because they can use them in the wheelchair. Exactly. Okay, great, Nancy. Nancy says there's a lot of places on the internet where you just type in no tear method and they talk about it. Hey, Linda Dollar. Yeah, I'm continuing on with the border. Might as well. I got one done, completely done. So the one I made a mistake on yesterday, I got that ripped out here, and I'm just going to keep on going. So once I figured out what I was doing, well, you know, I think it's, I should have practiced for about an hour before I went live. So I could have gotten the hang of it, you know. So no talking in FPP. All right, here we go. Okay, there's that one. There. It would make it a little easier if I had a light board. Especially one of those cutter pillars that you could actually cut on. And it has a light. One of these days, give me one of those. All right. Try to remember to clip my threads as I go too. All right, so this one. The thing about FPP, it's a lot of turning, flipping over, doing this, doing that. Right? It's, I want to say it's like busy work, busy sewing. The only thing I really like about it is how precise your pieces turn out. You know, the paper really helps stabilize your fabric. And since a lot of this is cut on the bias and can get pretty stretchy, you don't have to worry about that. If only I had a camera over here so you guys could see what I was doing. All right. So this really, is not a tutorial at all. If you want me to do a tutorial on FPP, let me know and I'll plan one out. But if we can think of any tips and tricks to share with everybody, that's always good, right? All right. I hope I got that right. Looks like it. Okay, so I did find a piece of stock paper, so it's about as thick as an index card. So I use this to crease the lines. So you just leave it in there, crease the line over, and then take your add a quarter. And if you don't have an add a quarter ruler, then you can just use a regular ruler, but overlap the paper by a quarter of an inch and then trim off. But the add a quarter, it has this lip on it right here, so it snugs up to the paper nice and tight, doesn't slip around like a regular ruler does. And I don't know how expensive those are. That came in one of the sew sampler boxes, I believe, and if you're going to do a lot of FPP, then I would get one of those. But, like I said, they're not necessary. You can use a regular ruler. All right. Hi, Mona. Hi, Turtle. Happy New Year to you, too. Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to sewing with you, too. Hey, Crossover. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Heather. Hello, girl. How you doing? Okay. So now I have to put the next piece up here, which is going to be one of my darks. Heather says, when I do a long strip of FPP like that, I use a paper clip and roll up the side I'm not working on and roll up the other side with fabric using a clip. Keeps it from getting in the way. Yep, good idea. Now, I'm putting that little triangle on there. I can see where the triangle tip is right here. So I could use this little piece of paper here, or you could use a ruler. And I'm just going to make sure my tip is lined up there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. That's what I'm doing there, is just making sure this tip is lined up. That way I know I'm getting overlap on both sides. Enough overlap. That is where the the light board would really, comes in handy. Hi, Valerie says, great idea, Heather. Thank you. Polly said she got a set of 2 add a rulers and add a quarter rulers, and they from Amazon, and they weren't very much. Thank you. My Alice in Wonder book arrived. I'll be uploading my first video for that BOM later tonight. Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, there's quite a few people going to be doing those blocks. Hello, Eastern Oregon. How are you doing? Let me look up here real quick and see if I missed anyone. Valerie said, I find that cutting my pieces too big saves me a lot of frustration when yeah, exactly, Valerie. Cut them too big. So when you buy fabric for your project, I definitely buy more than what I think I'm going to need, because better to have too much than not enough. Yeah, I use just under, mine is a knob to adjust my stitch length. So I would say I'm about 1.8. I'm just under 2. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, alrighty. So then you got to flip it over. See that, that's what can be confusing sometimes, is that your fabric is on the side that there's no writing on. So you have to flip it over. So either use glue or pins to make sure that your fabric isn't flipping in the way. I did that yesterday too. This flipped over and I sewed it in. So I had to rip that out. The other thing I noticed is your foot is kind of slippery on paper. So if you have a machine that you can lower the presser foot pressure down and up, I recommend, making that just a little bit tighter so it gets a little more pressure on there and it won't slip around as much. Or maybe there's a different foot you can use that works better for you. See, and this is where I was getting confused yesterday, but on this pattern, you have to come over and trim this side first before you trim this side, and then you sew the next piece over here, which you can see makes sense. You need a piece right here, and that's the piece you put on first before this side. That's where I was getting my brain cells all confused yesterday. All right, so now I have the line side up, and I'm using my little index piece of paper here, and I'm going to fold that line back. Now I use my, you probably can't even see. I could bring the camera over here if you guys want to watch instead of looking at my face. Okay, so fold that back, and now I need to fold the other side, the other C. Now I'll put my, hey Nikki, how's it going? Hey mama, mama. Hello, how's it going? All right. So when I'm putting this on there, I'm just making sure I have the same amount hangover. So really they're like dog ears on both ends. And I'm just going to pin that down. And then hold on to it. Flip it over. Slide it under there. And I start about 1/4 of an inch if I'm on the outside of the outside line. Oh boy, I learned that the hard way doing that tiger. So some of those legit kits, you really need to have that extra sewing off of the paper. I need to do 3 of these sets. They need to be 52 inches long. And I got one done yesterday. Right here. Show you what it looks like. These are going to be part of the border of the quilt. Isn't that cool looking? Yeah. So there is a method of making these without doing FPP. And if you want to see that, go over and watch that gal. I can't remember her name, but she is the Jelly Roll Club. She has a video on how to make this block without doing the FPP. This was actually her pattern, I guess. Okay. All right, so flip that over. Need to put my chair down a little bit. So my feet are, my back is starting to hurt. Hey, Susie, how's it going? No, I haven't finished the horse collage yet. I was going to work on that today, but I'm kind of on a time crunch with this. So I'd like to get this done within the next couple of days. It's going a little bit slower than I thought it would. So I'd like to get them done by Wednesday, at least, I think. Because as soon as I can get these done, then they can put the border, this border on, and then well, I think this is all they have left that they're waiting for. So, yeah, my sewing group. This is for our raffle quilt that we're doing this year. Wait till you guys see it. I cannot wait to show it to you. It is so cool looking. The tiger is still in UFO timeout, but I am going to get him out this year and finish it because I only have the bottom piece left to do, right? So thanks for asking. Yeah, teal is one of my favorite colors. Really beautiful. The paper I got free from the YouTube channel Jelly Roll Club. She has a PDF. Hey, Nanette. I made it without FPP for my borders. FPP would have been much nicer. Yeah, I think well, I haven't made this block without FPP, so I don't know how difficult it is, but it is nice. FPP is nice in that, you know, your blocks just turn out so spot on, you know, right? Okay, now, where was I? Okay, I need this piece up here. So that one's next. So I got to flip that over and crease the E. Just know that if you get this template or these papers from her, the letters on here are not they're not the order in which you place the fabric. The letters are on here are in reference to the fabric cuts or in colors. So like she had this outside piece was A, B, C, D, E, E. Well, you can't put A and B on first. Okay. So really A and B was the fabric that she used. Does that make sense? Anyway, so just watch out for that. And I don't know, you might want to look over on the Fat Quarter Shop too. They might have tangled geese or wandering geese papers. All right. So I just need to pick out my next color. It's kind of fun to do, the FPP. Once you get the hang of it, like I would never do FPP for a block. Well, I'm not going to say never, but there's some FPP papers out there like a square and a square. I don't think I would use those papers for that block. You know, it's a pretty simple block to make. So I guess what I'm saying is, if I'm going to do papers, I want it to be because it's a complicated block otherwise. You know what I mean? Or maybe it just, I guess, might be good for some people, especially new quilters. Help keep everything straight. So I can see that. All right. So now you would think you just go straight over here and do that, but for some reason, gotta go fold the other side first and 1/4 inch it. All right, now I need to do that side. the background. Now you could use glue, but I like all my fabrics pinned to the paper. And once you get used to pinning, it's really not that big of a deal, I don't think. For some people, it might just be one more step, you know. Hey, Joe. Okay, Mona. Enjoy your pizza. That's what I'm having for dinner tonight, too. Oh, nice. Susie's making adult bibs for our local nursing home. They are addictive. I'm doing okay, Joe. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? I made Brandon an adult bib. I did, because some of his, you know, like dribbling spaghetti or something like that on his white t-shirts, I got, you know, I'm like, all right, buddy. He doesn't mind wearing it now and then. He thinks it was a good idea. Poor guy. Okay, I don't need to cut that one. All right, so the next piece goes up here. So pick my color. Oh yeah, chili. That sounds good. I used to love chili hot dogs. That sounds good. Chili hot dogs with grated cheese, sour cream, onions. All right, you guys are going to make me hungry. Oh, Joe, that's funny. Joe says her husband says food stains on his t-shirt are stylish. I think it's mainly because he sits in his recliner, you know, so he's back like this. And he has the TV tray on his lap here. And so, you know, if he was sitting at the table, that would be different, right? The bruising on his hands are starting to feel better. If you all didn't know, he fell down a few days ago, and he's falling down a lot more this past 6 months than he used to. And he fell forward, landed on his head, so he's got a big scrape and a bruise on his forehead. And he also landed on his hands, so he bruised. These are all bruised and swollen on the, mostly on the sides here. I'm like, you need to start using a walker, buddy. Oh yeah, mustard. Yep, I agree, Jamie. Gotta have the mustard too. Okay. I made a yummy beef, like a beef stew yesterday. That was really good. It was actually elk stew. But you make it, you know, with carrots and potatoes and onions and just, I kind of call it like my leftover vegetable soup, stew. Because I also put like cauliflower, which I really like cauliflower in my stew. Brandon, not so much, but that's okay. I leave the pieces kind of big, and that way I just pick them out for myself because he doesn't really care for it. Corn, peas, and he likes those pearl onions, so I put those in there for him. Alrighty, background. See, it's moving right along, right? Hey Joyce, how you doing? Soaking up the sun? Oh boy, I wish. Is it warm? No, falling down is not fun. Hey, it's just the neighbor driving by. There's no need to get all excited. Well, you know, there was snow on the ground, and he was out there trying to move a tarp that was stuck under the snow. I wish he would have hollered for me to come help him. But he's a man. Seems like I've been saying that a lot lately. He's the man. So, I mean, I understand how he feels. I just wish he would realize that I am more than willing to help out. If I would rather help him out than have him fall. Right? That tarp is still laying out there. Under the snow. But it's really stuck because it's been so cold. It's just like frozen down. So it's going to have to stay there until the temperature rises up a little bit during the day, then maybe I can go get it out of there. I don't know if you guys remember what was it's been about almost 2 months maybe when we had that big windstorm and the blew the trees down, and well, it blew the tarps off of the camper and too, so we had to get those back up on there. Yeah, you know, Joyce, I worry about the stairs, especially if I have my glasses on, because I have progressive lens. And so, you know, for those of you with progressive lens or bifocals, you know, when you look down, the step isn't correct, right? So I worry about that going down the stairs. So I'm really super careful. And if I don't feel good at all, sometimes I just sit down and crab walk down the stairs. And that works fine if I don't have anything in my hands. Okay. Up here. Some of these just go on just perfect, and I don't really even need to cut. Imagine that. Suzanne says, yes, I agree, Teresa. I just go slow on the stairs. And if my back is hurting too much, or my legs, because the top of my legs get to aching because of my back, and I need to get up here, I'll crab walk, you know, up the stairs too. Any way I can get up here. Oh, the one step coming in and out of the house. We had steps here when we first moved here, but Brandon put a ramp in. I mean, the first year. And not necessarily because either one of us needed it. Because one of the dogs needed the ramp. So it's really, you know, it's not a steep ramp. It's fairly long and just a short ramp, if that makes sense. But that is nice, you know, to have a ramp. God, it's almost 2 o'clock. Oh, yeah, well, I'm sure she understands, Joyce. Yeah, and the older we get and the more disabilities we have, for sure. Then if I ever get to move, the next house we get is going to be all one level. None of this upstairs, downstairs stuff. Right? I got the papers from my sewing group. I know that doesn't help you. Um, this is my local sewing group. This is a project for that we're all doing. Anyway, yeah, they gave them to me. This is for our every 2 years we do a raffle quilt, and this is going to be one of the borders. And so they gave me all the papers. And somebody told me yesterday that these are actually papers from free papers from the Jelly Roll Club on YouTube. So she has, and I went and looked at it yesterday, and yeah, you can get the free download for these papers. Yes. Hello, Jewel. Good to see you. Oh, Nikki. That's not good. Fell down. Yeah, I have fallen down a couple of times out in the yard because we have those ground squirrels and they dig holes. And, if the grass is a little long, I go bebopping out there, step in a hole. But when I go for a walk now, I take a walking stick just to have it, Okay, let that dry for a minute. So I'm just adding a paper on because it came like this. So I'm just keep adding the papers on. But you got to add it in the right spot. So you got to forget about the B because you want this whole square to be a C. So you lose about 1.5 inches of the paper every time. And then I just cut it off a little bit. So I'm not sewing through all of that paper. It'd be better if you could get these on a roll. So you might want to check with Missouri Star or the Fat Quarter Shop or something and see if you can get Wandering Geese papers on a roll. Kimberly might have them. I don't know. Okay, let that dry for a minute. Thank you, Jamie, for doing links. Very kind of you. Okay, I'm going to stand up for a minute. It has been a little more than an hour, so if you've been sitting down for a while, if you're able to get up, get up. Get up and shake it. Shake your booty. just drinking peppermint tea. Do I have any envelopes? Yeah, I do. I think I might do some giveaways today. We will give away some patterns. Since I don't know when our post office lady's going to be back. Her husband had a heart attack, and so she had to, you know, go help him out. And the temp that they got in to do her stuff doesn't know much about the computer packaging things. So you couldn't mail out a package here for a couple of weeks. I know that's weird, but you know, it is what it is when you live in a little area like this. It's hard to get people to come out here to work, especially in the wintertime. We only have a couple of inches of snow, but it is cold out there. Brisk. Okay. I've been gathering up stuff to do giveaways, but I'm only going to do some patterns because those are easy to mail out, right? I could do those with one. Well, that's a good start. All right. All right, so what we're going to do, the Wandering Geese link is above. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Giveaways are nice and useful. I hope so. Now, I think I got these from somebody, and they said, you know, if I didn't want them, you know, to pass them on, right? So that's what I'm going to do. Pass some of these on. Some I kept. Most of these are primitive gatherings. All right, so I'll do one, and then let's see, do I have a, how many are in here? Like 6. But I need a piece of paper. Oh, it's an Etsy link? Okay. Cool. All right, Wandering Flying Geese quilt block pattern, FPP border strip, PDF download, 4 sizes included, double. Awesome. Thanks, Jamie. Hey, Jaja, how's it going? Happy Sunday to you, too. All right, so this will be my list. But I need like a little piece, something that I can. All right. How many people we have here? 79. Okay, there's only going to be one winner. Like you can't win twice. I mean, if you do win twice, you have to, you know, put it back. Let somebody else win. So, all right. So pick a number between 1 and 70. Go. And I have my laptop on live chat. Oops. Move it to live chat, Teresa. Live chat. And all right, here we go. Everybody's going so fast. Oh my goodness. Linda. I mean, you're like the second person to guess. Are you have ESP or what? Okay, the number was 52. I cannot believe that. That was fast. All right. So, do you want Good Works Wonder pattern? So you do want number 1, or number 2? So this one is kind of modern. The first one is 61.5 by 61.5. And this one is a Fat Quarter Shop exclusive. I'm not sure what size the quilt is, but. So 1 or 2. Let me get back down to the bottom. And Linda, send me an email, okay? With your address. I probably have it somewhere, but congratulations. Number 1? Okay. Number 1. I can hear Willa over there snoring like crazy. Okay. Now I'll do another one here pretty quick. So there's Linda's. All right. So I'll do another one pretty soon. Just my lucky day because I have not won a giveaway in a while. Geraldine, you're funny. Number 3, yeah. Okay, where was I? So, back over here. So, has anybody read any good books lately? You guys prefer to read a book or do the audio book? I like to do the audio book because because I like to listen when I'm sewing or whatever other crafts I might be doing. So I listen to a lot of Audible books. So you're the first winner of the new year, Linda. I might just throw a fat quarter in there too. If you fold them and press them just right and put them in these envelopes, this doesn't cost that much more. I like to read at night before bed. But I haven't found a good book to read in a while. My husband reads a lot of those Louis L'Amour. So whenever we go to a thrift store, Goodwill or whatever like that, he always goes through the book pile. If he finds any Louis L'Amour books, he gets them. Yeah, get a fat quarter. It's always nice to get a fat quarter, right? Okay, there's that one. And I enjoy reading occasionally, before bed. But if I read, then I don't get anything else done because I get into the book and then that's all I want to do is read. So I'll lay there my eyes will just be so sore from reading because I want to read the whole book, So that's why I pretty much now just try to stick to Audible. And I listen to a lot of books that are free because I have a membership. And then if I really like the author and it's a series, then I might buy a couple of them, which is actually pretty handy. It's nothing like buying a book on Audible and you don't like it or you don't like the voice of the person narrating it. There have been books that I've been told that are really good books, but I won't listen to them because I don't care for the person's voice. My granddaddy always read Louis L'Amour, yeah. Oh, okay, Jamie. Jamie says, I'm not in my reading season. I'm in my quilting and cross stitch season. Gotcha. Not much for reading, but have found a fun TV series, Broken Wood Mysteries, a Australian detective drama. Oh, what channel is that on? Suzanne reads her books. Anything by Kristen Hanna. Kristen Hanna. Kristen. I will look her up. Let's see, I think I missed something here. Hi, Day. How you doing? Okay, Linda. Thank you. I can't remember the last time I actually read a book. Okay, Joyce. Joe says, this is my sewing season too. Broken Wood Mysteries. A couple of, okay. That might be something Brandon would like. He's always looking for something to watch. Hey, Judy, how you doing? No, Jewel, I didn't change the sewing room around. It's still the YouTube flip the camera view thing, so I haven't been able to figure out how to fix that. So everything is backwards. Alrighty. Let's see where I'm at. I need one up here. Oh, you've seen it on YouTube? Okay, I'll look. We have Dish Network Sling TV, which is for your Roku or other streaming devices. So it might be on there. Okay, let's see. I need one of my darks. If you like historical fiction, Brody Thorne is a good author. Okay, I'll check it out. Brody. Yeah, I like fiction books. I don't like anything too heavy. you know, because, you know, the world is stressful enough. I don't want my entertainment to be, you know, stressful. So, yeah, I like, or even my movies. Like, I like Star Wars type stuff, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbits, you know. Because I just want me some fantasy, right? No drama, no real drama. Brandon, on the other hand, likes real drama. But I tell you, lately, he has been finding some the stupidest shows I have ever seen. I mean, they're like, you know, those B movies, but I call them F movies because they're terrible. And I don't know if he thinks that I enjoy watching them. I don't know how he could think that because it's after about 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, okay, I can't take this anymore. So I just get up and go in the bedroom, kick back on the bed, and watch whatever I want to watch, right? And sometimes he comes in, he goes, you didn't want to watch that? I'm like, how long have we been married? Is that really my kind of movie? I'd rather watch the fights than that. And I don't like watching the news, you know, although I'm forced to because he watches it. So I pick up things, but just to get up and turn the news on, that's not me. Now, if he wasn't doing it, I probably would like watch the news for about an hour, maybe half hour, but not for 4 or 5 hours. Basically, just to see sort of what's going on. I don't need to watch it all day long, or I don't need to watch the morning news and the night news. I don't need to do both of those. But that's just me. Some people like watching that all day long. All right, here we go. Moving right along. This pattern is a lot more time consuming than I thought it would be. But boy, it's really going to be pretty. I think, it'll definitely be worth it. I cannot wait to show you guys this quilt that we're making. When I get a good picture of it, I will share. to say it's probably going to be about 86 by 86, right around in there. So it'll be a nice size. And it's because of the colors are this teal, and then there's a lot of browns and tans and stuff. It kind of has that southwestern type feel to it, but the center piece is the head of a big moose, and it was done in applique or like collage, you know, like one of the horses that I've done, but it was a big moose. So that's the centerpiece. And then these things are around it. And bear claw block is around it also. So, yeah, it's really impressive. The girl who designed it did a wonderful, wonderful job. Ooh, that was close. Oh. Yeah. My back is hurting. Sorry, guys. Stand up for a few minutes. Those well, I have a lot of different things wrong with my back, but one thing that gets worse as the day progresses is I have those spinal fluid cysts in my sacrum area. I have 4 of them, and one of them, the last time they checked, just one of them fills up with spinal fluid through the day, and you know, I mean, it's not that much spinal fluid, but it's enough that it puts pressure on my nerve in my back and also gives me a headache. They're called Tarlov cysts, Tarlov. And the last time I checked, where was that doctor? There was one doctor that did the surgery out east somewhere. But, I mean, that was back in... Last time I checked was in 2012, I think. All right. Let's see. Hi, Candace. Hey, Pat. How the heck are ya? Good to see you. All right. I'm going to do another giveaway. And I'll do a pattern and a fat quarter. So it'll just be a random fat quarter. But if you tell me what color you like, so Linda, if you're still out there, what color fat quarter would you like? Okay, so fat quarters. So I'll wait for Linda to answer that question before I do the next giveaway. And by the way, if you weren't here for the first giveaway, Linda got one with her first answer, and she was the second person to answer, and she won it. So, purple. Okay. Hard purple. Purple it is. All right, so I'm going to write down how many people got 75. Oh, hard decision. So does that mean you want purple or not? You know I have purple, girlfriend. Yes. Okay, great. Okay, so 1 through 80. Go. Some of you are pretty close. Boy, it's going really quick. Oh, so close, Joe. Day 1, 38. Yep. 38. All right, Delia, you're the winner, girlfriend. Congratulations. All right, so you get a pattern, and you can have a fat quarter. Let me know what color fat quarter you want. Okay. Now I have this quilt pattern is 34 by 34, so it's like a wall hanging. So do you want pattern number 1 or table runner pattern number 2? So number 1 or number 2? One or 2? Green, okay. Table runner, okay. So this is for Day. Congratulations, Day. Hoot, hoot. The second winner of the giveaways in the new year. Okay, so I probably have your address. I'm pretty sure I have Linda's too, but so that I don't have to search and hunt, if you would send me an email with your address, I would appreciate it. And see, I got those in an envelope already. All I have to do is put the name on there and we're good, right? Well, and pick you out a beautiful fat quarter. And I bet you Day would like a batik. So I'll pick you out a pretty green batik. I love having those patterns to give away. There's just, you know, with the boxes and stuff that I get, monthly boxes, there's just no way I'm going to get all those patterns done. Plus, I get magazines that have quilt patterns in them and all that, you know. I just cannot do them all. Hi, Nancy. Anything would be wonderful. Oh, you want a batik too? Okay. No problem, Linda. I can do that. I can share. I can share my batiks. Oh. I got to stand up again. How are we doing on time? It's almost 3 o'clock. Oh, absolutely. I have plenty to share. I got to get up and walk again, you guys. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to be, this is my giveaway box. So one of these days we're going to do a really big giveaway. Find some more patterns in here. I need to give this to one of the kids down at the school because it's a little cross stitch thing, little turtle. I think the kids down at the school would like that if they're old enough to use needles. I'll leave that out. Hi, Thomasina. Good afternoon. Good to see you. All right. I'm going to do, before I get going, I'm going to do one more giveaway. Now, this time, if there are any hand sewers out there, oh, Josh, my box fell. Hold on. Throwing throwing stuff all over the place. All right. Oh, how nice, Nancy. Got to play with the granddaughter. Okay, Day, thank you. All right. Let's see. Pick another number. This time I'm going to add a pack of needles in it too, all right? Because I don't hand sew. I'll show you those in a minute. Okay, so we got 75 people here. This is for a pattern and a fat quarter and a bonus pack of hand needles, if you want them. I don't want to send you something you don't want. So, start now, 1 through 80. Pick a number 1 through 80. And oh, Pat, you were close. Going so fast. Oh, so close on some of you. I know. I can't believe that nobody has got this one yet. Okay, the number is between 50 and 80. A number between 50 and 80. God, it's jumping so fast. I'm going to have to make it slow down. Okay. Everybody just keeps skipping that number. Or maybe I missed it. Or you just don't want to type this number. Guys are so close on some of you. It's not 66. Okay, maybe I better pick a different number. Maybe YouTube won't. Oh, there we go. Janet. Yes. Janet S. 69. Woot hoot. Good job, Janet. $69. Oh, you put that in twice? I didn't see that. I didn't see it. Well, it's going so fast, Suzanne. Well, we'll take 2 winners. No problem. We'll do Janet and Susanna. That's the bad thing about doing the number thing, but yeah, I don't know if it did or not. Sometimes it just goes so quick that it's gone before I see it. Okay, Janet SCHE. Yeah, okay, E. Okay. Oh, the number by itself. That's probably what I was wondering. Because after you put the 069, then it took it. Yeah, isn't that is so, yeah, that's ridiculous. Not everybody thinks that way. Okay, Janet. That's what I was starting to think, was that YouTube wouldn't let you put that number in the comments. All right, we got 2 patterns here to choose from. We have Primitive Gatherings, Lucky Star, and this is a very small wall hanging, okay? It finishes at 12 by 12. Okay. Or here is a nice quilt. This one could be very modern. And it's 56 by 56. So do you want number 1 or number 2? Oh, it was hidden for a review. Okay, thanks, Jamie. I didn't do number 59. So I did the number 69. Yeah, the teeny pieces would be excellent for number 1. Okay. So Janet, you need to, my email is over in the description box underneath this video. Send me your address. Okay. And the next thing I need to know is, what is your favorite color? Because you get a fat quarter too. So, fat quarter, what color would you like? Hello, Liz. Doing well. Hey, Dale Badger. I like bright colors. Okay. Now, I have some hand sewing needles, and these are milliner, size 10. Or like these would be really good for if you do hand binding or whatever. And these are sharps, and they also say size 10. So would you like the milliner or the sharps, or none? You don't have to take them. So you could just write mill, M-I-L, or sharp, or none. And I'll send you a pack of hand sewing needles. Yeah, that's right. Sewing by hand. Milliner 10s are good for EPP. I use milliner needles for all my hand sewing. Yeah, I think I got these in the sew sampler box. So if I was to do hand sewing, especially for EPP, that's the ones I would use. Go for the milliner. Yeah, I would too. But I'm waiting to see what Janet would like. Just learning to sew by hand. Okay. Well, I will send you the longer ones because they're much easier to use. Okay. They are thin, but they'll be, if you're going to do English paper piecing, they'd be good for that. If you're going to do your own binding, sew your binding on, they'd be really good for that too. So I'll put those in there. All right. So that's for Janet. Congratulations. And there. That was fun, huh, guys? I'm sorry if you put that number in and it didn't come up. Next time I won't use that number. I didn't know YouTube was going to be so picky. Oh, size 10 milliner to needle applique while watching. Okay. Hand piecing. Yep. You are very welcome. All right, back to this. How are we doing on time? Oh, it's 3 o'clock. So I've been on for 2 hours. And for those of you who are just coming in, I've been working on this foundation paper piecing. It's Wandering Geese. And this is going to be one of the borders for a quilt that me and my local quilting group are putting together for a raffle quilt this year at our Elk City days. That's in August. So there will be tickets available for this quilt. As soon as I have a good photo of it, I will share the quilt with you so you can see. I think it's going to be really pretty. Really pretty. And I love the colors. So there's that. Yep, I will show pictures, definitely. As soon as we get all of the borders on, the main piece in the middle, like a medallion or a panel, but it's not a panel, it's a you know, like my horses, that collage type, and it's of a moose, and it's pretty big, a moose head, and then that is framed out, and then it's like double framed, so it's the way she did it is just really cool. Anyway, it's going to be, it's these colors, and then a brown and browns that match. It is really pretty. So, all right. So my next one is this one. It's so much fun doing giveaways. I should have it in the computer thing. It would make it a lot easier, right? But I think it's kind of fun putting the number in too, though. Gives you something to do, right? Bye, Debbie. Thanks so much for being here. Oh, no, I did not find the tracing wheel. Nope. I wish I would have brought up a snack. I'm getting kind of hungry. Normally I would go because I've been on for 3 hours. You know, you guys are welcome to stay or go, whatever you want to do. Hang out if you want to, but I'm just going to keep going because I want to keep going on this pattern, get a little bit more done. In fact, I might even run down and get me a snack. I have my phone plugged in, so it's staying charged. And I might do another giveaway in a little while. So there's that too. Like maybe, you know, maybe just some chips or something. I like to try and keep those long threads clipped off of there. I think the tracing wheel is in the bottom drawer down there. I can't imagine that I threw it away or gave it away, because all right, so this here. Yeah, this is a pretty cool border. I like it. I have some animal panels that I need to do, and I think this border would be pretty cool border to put around it. That and the bear claw. Yes, my pieces are pre-cut. Yep. I have these from my background. They were 3 3/4. And then my accent fabrics, they are three and 3/8. Yeah, 3/8. But you could just do 3 1/2. So for this, for C, needs to be 3 3/4. And all the E's start out at 3 3/8, and then you cut them in half. And you can get these, I think they're still free, over on the Jelly Roll Club YouTube. Just type in on her YouTube channel, just type in Wandering Geese, and that video will come up. And then she has a link to her PDF for this. And she was giving it out free, so. There's a fly awake in here. No, the whole quilt is batiks. Yeah. There's a lot of people in my group that love batiks. So, especially the girl who designed this quilt. Yeah. And she does a lot of applique. And she uses a lot of batiks. She's very, very, very talented person. That one, I don't even think I have to, well, it's pretty close. Yeah, batiks are beautiful. Absolutely, Day. All right. So if you do get this download, just know that the letters they have here are not the placement order at all. So you'll have to figure that out. But I think Jamie said there was some foundation paper pieces on Etsy. So you might want to, if you're interested, you might want to go look at those too and see if they actually have the correct numbering or lettering. Because that's what goofed me up yesterday was um, how this is numbered, or not numbered, but how the letters are. So now I just kind of know, I'm not even really paying attention, except for, you know, I either know that I have fabric C or fabrics E. That's so A, B, and a D on this paper, which you won't use for this, for what I'm doing. You won't use it, so. That's why I'm not really trying to teach this, because, you know, it's kind of confusing. If we were doing something together, you know, then I would show you how to use these. But I would definitely re-letter these so it makes sense. I need to check and see how long this is. I don't want to go too long. I don't want to do more than I have to. I'll straighten this out and then I'll, so I need 4 sets, because, you know, 4 borders that are going to be 52 inches long. Oh. See how I'm doing here. Oh yeah, I still need quite a bit. It's got to go way out here. Right now it's about 37. And I need it to be 52. So I'm going to need one, I'm going to need 2 more papers. So that'll help me to know. This is a mess. I don't, somebody else did part of this, and I don't think they rolled it up like this. So a lot of it's falling apart. All right. Hi, Mural. How's it going? Oh, wow. $409 worth of batiks or fabrics on Whatnot on your revenge shopping day. Quilts, tote bags, and table runners. Hey, Shelly, how are you doing? Okay, back to this. So I'm on, this is my actual second border that I'm on. So besides this one, I have two more to go. And they are partly finished. Probably about halfway. So I'm going to say, I'm going to try for finishing one a day. So I don't know how much longer it's going to take me, but I'm definitely faster when I'm not on the YouTube. But it is funner when I'm on the YouTube because I have people to visit with. Okay, here's that one. And next. So you know how when you're doing flying geese, you sew one side of the goose and you iron that, you know, so it's like a sew and flip, right? So let's say you do the right side, you iron it, or you know, you trim it off, iron it so that it's open and laid flat, and then you put the other goose on. This kind of works that same way. So if you're doing this, so I trimmed off this C over here, which is part of the background, but I'm not actually putting C on. I'm actually going to put E on, right? First, because if I don't, but I trimmed C first, right? Yeah, it can be confusing. So I'm going to trim up E. I'll put the E on. And then I come back and put C on. That's how they have these papers arranged. It's hard to sew and keep up with the chat. Ah, absolutely. And not sew your fingers. That's for sure, Dave. Oh, that sounds cute. Have a little lizard visiting you on your windowsill. You got company. Alrighty, and here we go. All right, so same thing. I have to trim up the C first, even though it's not done or not going to be done. So every time you have to trim up the C first before you move on to E. All right, so now, so that was the first C. So I trim that up, but I'm not putting that on yet. I'm putting this C on. So I got to trim that one up too. So if you've done, it's flying geese, it is a little similar to that in the way you cut and sew. Yeah, I'm going to have to go look at those papers that Jamie found over on Etsy. She put the link to it in the chat. I'd be really curious to see how they are laid out. You have a great night too, Joe. Thanks for coming. Super awesome to see you. Yeah, I'm going to go here pretty quick because Tiffany's Quilting Life comes on at 4 o'clock, so even though I'm still going to stay up here and sew, I'll see you over there. And I'd like to go get a little snack. I need some hand lotion too because my hands are drying out. This is going to be a good place to spot because I need to add another piece of paper here. Hey Kathy, how's it going? Kathy has faith. Hoot hoot. That is awesome. All the papers are now 15% off. Cool. $3.61. Well, gee whiz, that's not much. You have a great night and week also, Day. So good to see you. All right. So now I'm going to have to put another paper on here. So this is a good spot to stop. And I'm just, you could use, a lot of people do Scotch tape. I'm just using a little bit of glue. Just making sure all my lines are lined up. Thank you, Geraldine. I don't like to sew through Scotch tape, but you know, that's why I'm just using glue here. And I'm gluing both sides. So after that dries, then I just flip that over, put my add a quarter on there, cut that paper off at the bottom. Then I'm going to put glue on there. Fold it back over. And then I just have a little 1/4 inch paper seam. And this is pretty good glue to use for it. So, you know, like a gentle hold. It's a little tacky glue, gentle hold. Great for your fabrics, but it works for paper too. Now I could go ahead and do both of these, but you know, I don't like to have that in my way. It'll just get tore up. So it's just, for me, it's just easier to add them as I need them. Kathy will be watching Tiffany too. Oh yeah, overnight shift. Ugh. No, thank you. I don't, but I don't have to do that anymore. Okay, well, all right. Well, we'll just have to do more giveaways next time. So we did 3 giveaways for patterns and fat quarters, and one person got a pack of needles too. That was Linda Denton, Delia Short, and Janet. I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, but it's SCH is what it starts with. So congratulations to all of you ladies for winning. I hope you enjoy your pattern and fat quarters. And yeah, I think me too, Geraldine. It's got to be at least 6 years, at least. So Tiffany is a good egg, sweet lady. So if you're not subscribed to her, go check her out. It's Tiffany's Quilting Life. Oh, you bet you. Hey, Christy. Good to see you. Yeah, I came on early. I was here an hour early, and now I'm, you know, a half hour over. So, all right, I'm going to take a little break and then I'll get back up here and at least finish this row. Wandering Geese. Foundation paper piecing. You can find those over on Etsy, and Jamie says they're 15% off right now. So if you're interested in having something like this as one of your borders, it's pretty fun to do. All right, thanks for coming, you guys, and I'll check my emails and get your prizes out to you Monday or Tuesday. And so thanks for coming. Love you guys, and blessings to you all. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Bye.